Welcome back to the Bronx Journal. I'm your guest host, Melissa Green. Bronx production companies are popping up everywhere, but there's one in particular led by Zyneisha Green that's raising a lot of eyebrows. Catch Me If You Can is a small production company located here in the Bronx, but with dreams of becoming the best production studio in Hollywood. The CEO of Catch Me If You Can, Zyneisha Green, joins us here now. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you?
So I just want to say there's no relations. So tell us about Catch Me If You Can.
Well, Catch Me If You Can Productions was started by myself in 2009, and how I got started was because I was an actress and I was getting frustrated with there weren't a lot of jobs for African American actresses. So one night I just decided that I would make my own work. So the first project I started to work on was called The Struggle of the New York Artist, which is basically a documentary that talks about the struggles of all artists, rappers, actresses, painters, martial artists, and basically our struggle of getting to our goals and why we keep doing what we love to do, even though sometimes it's very hard and it's very little pay.
Okay, so how did you go about casting this production? Like, did you do an open call of all these artists to bring to the show?
I actually did. I had an open call that was posted in the backstage, and I just called all artists to come out and audition, and the turnout was fantastic. The audition process in itself was enjoyable and very entertaining.
Okay, so how did you even come up with the name Catch Me If You Can? Where did that come from?
It's a catchphrase that I always use to those people that aren't doers, and I'm a person that is innovative, and I like to do things. I like to get things done. I like to keep on the run. So it was just basically to catch me if you can, because I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get where I have to go.
Okay, so what kind of programming is your company trying to create? Like maybe sitcoms? Or is it dramas?
Yes, I also recently, this past year, I started to write a series called The Johnsons, which is about a family, a single mother family, and she's taking care of her 3 children. I play one of the children, and one of the children, she's struggling with her sexuality. And it just goes into that and what she's dealing with, and the mom has financial troubles, and just how the family is getting along without their dad in the picture because he has moved on to have a new family. So we just finished shooting our 2nd episode of that. I'm very excited about that project. It's already edited. I'm just ready to get that out there.
Okay, great. So how's the writing process for that? Do you have a bunch of writers? Do you write it, or?
Yes, that's basically what I do. I am like the writer of most of the stuff that comes out of my production company. So far, everything that's come out I've written, but I'm always open to different ideas of what people can bring to the table.
This show sounds kind of controversial. Is that the thing that you're trying to do with your company? Like maybe create more stuff that's hard-hitting or that people want to talk about? Like, is that the direction you're going with your company?
No, I just want to tell stories.
You just want to
it's not about controversy. It's not about, stirring the pot. It's just stories that are dear to me. And that's a story that was on my heart. So that's what I wrote about.
Okay, so where are you going to present this? Is this going to be on TV or is this a web series?
It's definitely a web series. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a screening downtown, probably at Shuttler Studios. I don't know if you're familiar with there. They have a small space, and we're going to have a screening for all of the actors to come out that participated because they work for free. And I definitely want to have something for them. And then it's going to, hopefully we're going to get funding for it and then be able to finish the 10 other episodes that I have written. But it's been doing the 2 episodes have, been a process of trying to get the funding up and just getting everything together. So that's been such a long process. So we're looking for funding. We're looking to have a screening where people can come out and say, hey, I like this concept. I maybe want to help out financially with it.
Okay. I do notice that there's a lot of minorities in your production. Is that by choice or?
A lot of my stories come from my experiences, and I am a minority, so that's not where I want to stay. I definitely want to branch out into other things, but that's where I'm starting because that's home. That's where I am. So, of course, that's where I'm starting, but I definitely want to branch out and do other things.
Okay, so are you trying to give more minorities jobs, actors, and?
Yes, because it's very hard for me as an African American actress, because I'm also an actress as well, to find castings for African Americans. So I definitely do want to make sure that where I come from is the people that I come from we are employed as actors.
Okay, so why do you think it's so hard for actors, performers, dancers to find work in New York? Because that's what your documentary is.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so many people that want to be in this profession, and you have a lot of people that are looking for that, I guess, that celebrity lifestyle, or they want to be a celebrity. I don't know. But then you have those people that are like, for me, grassroots. Like, I love theater. I love acting. I love being in the moment. I love exploring different characters, and this is my passion. But then you have some people that want to be in our profession that like the glitz and the glam of it. So it gets overcrowded with, to me, and this is just my opinion, it gets overcrowded with people that don't necessarily want to be here, or they have other reasons that they're doing this, right? Doing their craft. So that's basically what I'm saying.
Okay. So is there any other productions that y'all are working on, maybe in the cutting room, or you're writing right now that you want to tell us about?
I'm writing a couple of things. I'm thinking about writing a play. I know that's a little different from film, but I was inspired. I saw a play that was interesting, and I just wanted to show a different perspective. It was a play about all women and what they go through in relationships. So I was thinking about writing a play about all men and what they go through in their relationships, because I feel like sometimes we're very one-sided in that. So.
Okay, that's great. So what sets your company apart from other companies that are out there? All these small-time production companies that are popping out, what is going to set you apart from them?
I think what sets us apart is that we want to tell real stories, and at the same time we give it an original flair. So we're not, because this story was successful, we're not going to mimic that story. We're kind of like stepping out there on the ledge, and that's what I felt like I did with the Johnsons. I felt like the Johnsons talked about a risque topic. It was a girl, and she was struggling with her sexuality, and I felt it was very risque, and a lot of people were like, well, why are you going to do that? Maybe you should tone it down a bit. But I feel like that's what's going to put us a bit above the rest, talking about the topics that people don't want to talk about or are scared to talk about. So yeah, that's what I think is going to put us, ahead of everyone else.
Okay, I love that you're talking about topics that people don't want to talk about. Is there any relation to Tyler Perry? Has he been an influence in your writings?
I would not say that Tyler Perry has been an influence in my writing, but I would say that I do admire him as a businessman, and I do admire him giving so much work to the African American actors and actresses, because there's not a lot of work for us, and so a lot of times this is the person that's casting us. So I definitely, kudos to him.
Okay, so so he's one of the people that has influenced you. Is there any others that your company hopes to want to be like? Maybe
I definitely, I just want to be, I want to be doing my passion and being paid for it, and be able to pay other actors to do it. So I really don't have someone that I'm saying I'm trying to get to this goal or this amount of money. I just want to work, be able to live, and do what I love.
Okay. So in 5 years from now, where do you see this production company being? Is it going to be the next Tyler Perry Studios, the next Oprah
I would
channel?
love it. I would love it. I would love if that's where I could be in 5 years. What I do is just take one step at a time, one day at a time. This company itself was just put together by just, a happenstance type of thing. So I kind of go with the spirit. I kind of go with the flow. So I do have goals, but I definitely think I think we are going to just get better and better and better.
Okay, so do you get any sponsorships, or is it all by yourself that you're doing this?
Yes.
How are you funding this?
Yes, it's all by myself, and I have to give credit to the actors because there's so many talented actors and actors that have worked with me, actors and actresses, that have worked with me, and they've done it for free. So definitely, I'm not doing it on my own because their time is very valuable. So they've helped me, and then I also have Sean Davis, who works with me. He does a lot of the editing, a lot of the shooting. Jason Bond also works with me, and he does the website upkeep. And Tracy Castlewood works with me as well.
All right, so give us your contact information. So if anybody want to get in contact with you and Catch Me If You Can, let them know where they can get in contact.
Okay, you can go to cmiycproductions.com, and there we have the documentary for sale, and we have a snippet of the Johnsons, so you can get like a little preview of what's going to happen in that series, and that's it. That's how you get in contact with us.
Well, it was a pleasure having you. I wish you the best of luck, all success.